boat projects, and more projects. In this episode of Solitude and Sailing, we do some electrical work on this 1965 ODay Daysailer. She's an ODay Ospray. She was just equipped with the basics for sailing, apart from electronics. Solid fiberglass with some teak floorboards. Beautiful, but yet lacking in navigation lights and the like. Not any longer. Welcome to another episode of Solitude and Sailing. We are sailing in Rhode Island.
Looking good.
ODay Ospray.
KUZKUZ is on the move. Wing on wing.
Alcourt Sunfish. Pacemaker Sportfish. These are the vessels of Solitude and Sailing. My apologies for the sound quality, as I was testing out a new mic that really did not work well for this video. However, the work goes on. So what I've been doing was manually pumping the water out whenever it rains, or whenever I come to the boat, or even at home when she's on the trailer. And I've had plans on adding a bilge pump. And so last night, I'll show you what we did. This is my manual switch for my bilge pump. Ooh. It's also on an automatic float switch. As with all of my videos, including this video, I am not an electrician or marine architect or any professional boat builder. I'm just sharing with you for entertainment purposes what I did on my boat. I would recommend you use a professional to do the work on your boat. I purchased the switch panel on Amazon. It was relatively inexpensive. Now, it does have charge ports, as well as a cigarette lighter, not for smoking, but for charging. And when you flip this switch on, the lights come on, and these devices up here come on. Now I installed it, and I don't see my volt reader on. That's supposed to be coming on, so I gotta try to figure out why that one didn't come on. Maybe there's a connection in the rear that's not hooked up properly. So what I'm gonna eventually do is box it all in. For now, we're still a work in progress. So that's how she looks in the rear. There's a main fuse box, and I hooked up a separate 5 amp fuse to my bilge pump. It's rated for 5 amps. Pumps out what? 1,100 gallons per hour. So that's kind of cool. What am I going to do today? Today I want to install the anchor light, so I don't have to use a flashlight anymore, and install some bow lights, navigation lights. That way I can have them permanently on here. I also purchased a horn from Amazon, and when that comes in a few days, and I'll come back and reinstall that or install that. Now, it's a small boat, so technically don't really need to have a electrical horn. I do have a handheld blowhorn, which works just fine, but in a pinch, I don't want to be scrambling trying to find it. If there's a quick emergency, I want to just flip my switch and blow that horn. Trust me, I've been in situations, one time coming to the dock, where someone just cut me right in front of my sailboat with a dinghy, and just like sat there. I was like, hey, move. Just cut right in front of me. So in a situation like that, you don't want to be fiddling around looking for a horn. You want to just blow the horn. So that's what we're going to be doing. An easy way to get the boom out of your way, so it's not directly going down the center of the sailboat, is to just pitch it off to the side. This can be done using the main sheet, or you can use a separate line or bungee, whatever works for you. I like bringing out the seat cushions when I'm working on the boat, and then also putting my throwable pads down on the floorboards to help protect the floorboards and cushion myself. I'm running the wires from the stern up and across to the bow and to the battery there. So that's where my battery is going to stay. I know some people might worry about too much weight on the bow, but remember, I got a engine in the rear in the stern, plus I'll be sitting in the stern, and so won't my passengers. So I think even adding the anchor up front to my bow, my stern, my nose will still lift up out of the water, no problem, because I got a lot of weight on the stern. All right, don't stress these dangling wires. The job's not done yet. What I'm going to end up doing is putting the wires all in this conduit from the panel switch all the way back, and then to hold the wires up in here, I thought about using the electrical components that kind of screw in like this, but I don't want to screw into the fiberglass. So I'm going to go with these 3M command hooks, but I'm not sure if they're actually strong enough to last in this environment. So I'm going to glue them on with some JB Weld epoxy fast setting. So they should be able to hook back here, and then I can put the conduit inside the hook all the way back. This is actually for my flag post. These are some inline fuses that can be used for the lights. It's all low voltage stuff. I'm using LED lights. Why the denatured alcohol? That's so I can do some prepping of the surface before gluing it on with before gluing those hooks on there with the JB Weld. So this is good stuff to clean the surface. Wipe it with my terry cloth rag here, and then we'll be good to go. You're probably wondering, why is that bilge pump hose coming up and out and looking so horrible? It's not going to remain that way. That's for now, to cover the rain. But what I will end up doing is I brought a through hull, and I'm going to put it right through the stern, top of the stern. I thought about putting it into this, shooting into this ice box where the underneath the motor, and then there's a hole in that and drains out. But I think I bought a through hull. I'm just gonna drill a hole right in the top of the stern and connect that hose to it so it can just spit straight out of the boat astern. I thought about maybe putting down this on the sides, either the port or starboard side. The thing with that is, though, if we're listing, um, and on a good list, then I was worried about getting water splashing back into the cockpit or into the bilge pump. I don't know if that bilge pump has like a one-way valve on it that keeps the water from backing in. So I figured the easiest way where I'm less likely to get backflow of water in is to just pump it out through the stern, since I'm so close to the water line being in a small boat. Believe it or not, this stuff is fast. It kicks very quickly. So use the plastic container, wear gloves. It's already ready to go. Make sure you do a good job mixing. Within a minute, it's the set time, and it cures in a minute afterwards. So I already set up a couple of them. Let me see if I can show it to you. I set up 4 of them already. It worked pretty fast, and it's actually, I'm happy with it. No drilling holes, sticks on really well. So now I'm going to do 2 more and show you the process.
This stuff dries fast, so I'm just gonna clean the surface. After pouring out and mixing just a small amount, don't want to put too much on there because remember, it cooks very fast. It's now time to start stirring it. You want to stir it and mix it really well. Remember, you have 1 minute for the set time and 1 minute for the cure time. So I start counting 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000 till I get to about a minute, and I get ready to install the clips. I'm just going to apply some to the back of the clip. And at this point, it's already starting to kick off. It's starting to get hot. Okay, it's time to move a little faster before this thing dries off. Got to set it in real quick. It grabs to the side, no problem. And now it's time for the second one. You know it's really turning over quickly when it's starting to get thick. So it's time to make a move and get this thing planted. Mind you, there's no glue, just the epoxy. And the only thing I did to the surface was wipe it down with the denatured alcohol.
Okay.
The first one's already stuck on there.
There you go. So the conduit is going to go right in there, and that'll hold it up. Get the wires out of the way. I mean, this stuff cooks. It cooks fast. It cooks very fast.
Tell me you're a healthcare worker without telling me you're a healthcare worker. My fellow nurses will understand that. By the way, I removed my gloves. And this is basically how it's going to come out.
Right, now for the anchor light. Right, yeah, that seems like a good spot for it. It's not going to be in the way of the boom. But I don't want to put it here, because that's going to be in the way of the motor. Can't put it here, because the tiller's going to hit it. So we're going to have to go here. Alright, I got my connection started for the positive and the negative terminals. And now it's just a matter of hooking up my anchor light.
This was really easy to install. Just drilling the hole for the wires and then screwing it right onto the deck top. Did put some sealant in the screw holes. However, this is an open dinghy, so if there's a drip or two, it's not going to make a difference. Now moving forward to the foredeck, trying to figure out a good spot for my anchor light. The anchor light should be forward in the bow, where it's visible on both sides of the boat, as well as from the front of the boat. My forestay and running rigging would block it if it was all the way forward. The other thing is I want to install an anchor roller, so that would also block its view. So I think this spot is the best spot for it. I probably will have to raise it up a little higher when I bring my anchor roller on board. It's a whole lot of wire, but I figured it would be easier to put the extra line going down rather than having just a short wick and having to climb way under there in tight quarters and connect the wires underneath. It's a couple of screw holes with some sealant and your installation is complete. I think she came out pretty good.
But I'm going to connect that light first, clean up, and then go on a quick sail. Alright, after much struggle, trying to figure out why this thing wasn't lighting up, I had some improper connections on my neutral lines in the back of the panel. Well, not this panel, but I have a negative bus bar underneath. Now it's squared off. So now, you see, I got my voltmeter 12.6. I don't know if you can see that if it's too bright out, but it's reading 12.6. If I turn it off, we're off. Turn it on, we're on, and all these things light up. See that? Ooh, that's gonna be cool at night. And my running lights work, my bilge works, everything up here works now. That was a struggle. Honestly, sometimes when you're doing a job or a boat project, especially if you're just trying to fix something up or you're trying to rebuild or whatever, you're working on a project, you end up meeting some dead ends. And I was just getting ready to quit. Packed up my stuff and I was like, you know what, I'm going sailing. I can work on this tomorrow. There is always tomorrow. And I said, wait a minute, maybe I don't have a proper connection. And sure enough, my neutral line was not connected properly. So I redid that connection and the circuit board lit up. All my lights are working. The job is done for today. We are going sailing. Sun's out, guns out.
I try not to overwork. I think it's important to balance work and play. So, as the boat projects continue, I try to make moments in there to go sailing or go fishing or go cruising or do something relaxing, not involving work, something that helps to keep the spirit balanced. So for now, the work is done for the morning. It's time to head on out. Now, do let me know if this time lapsing of me heading off the slip made you a bit nervous. Just couldn't get the wind to cooperate. So there goes the motor. 2-stroke, heading out, motor sailing. We gotta go with what nature gives us. With the motor and a tiller option for steering, I can pretty much use that motor as a stern thruster. I just need to be careful to not let the prop hit the rudder. Don't ask me how I know about that. Time to hoist those colors, boys. What happened here? No worries, we made quick work of this tangled mess. Oh, how quick this boat begins to lift and heel over. Grab a hold, hang on. Yes, I got caught off guard. I was not ready to heel over that quickly, so I let go of the jib sheet in order to depower that sail. That's the sound of the sail flapping. It's time to adjust the sheet.
All that weight on that side.
It's just interesting how we go from one moment to the next, from all of that noise to stillness and tranquility. Oh yeah, we're starting to pick up some speed now. You can tell by the signs of the wake that we are moving. That's one thing I like about this little boat. She goes from 0 to 60 or 6 knots on sailboat speed in just a matter of 2 seconds flat.
Somebody in the background is playing the Titanic song.
Near, far. Oh, the thought of sinking, but no worries, that is not going to happen here.
Oh man, I don't know if you can pick that up on the mic, but it is funny. So fun day doing, well, not 100% fun, but I would say productive. Let's say productive, because it was hot. Trying to do boat projects, 86 degrees, probably one of the hottest days left of the year. So we're at the last week of August. But the good part about it is I got stuff accomplished. I'm heading on a sail, and then I'm going for a swim. So all in all, a productive day is always a welcome day. Thank you for watching another episode of Solitude and Sailing as we make our way back over to the dock, zipping in and out of this channel. Yo, I gotta get you guys on some better scenery. But sailing is still great in these little boats. Try doing that on a 50-footer. Anyway, thank you for watching another episode of Solitude and Sailing. We'll see you out on the water. Fair winds, following seas.
And now for the nighttime reveal. Lights. Looking pretty cool. I hope this short video was helpful to you. If you would like to see more videos, then don't forget to subscribe. Send a like and let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. We'll see you on the next episode of Solitude and Sailing. Or maybe we'll see you out on the water. Fair winds and following seas.